Is this working? Check, check. Ooh, there we are. Wow. This is crazy. I have no idea if you can see this well. Just doing a little bit of experimentation with live streaming from the middle of the rainforest on a bad internet connection. Hopefully you can hear this okay. Have no idea. I've never done this before. Live streaming. So I was just gonna look at a MonoGame boilerplate. This is actually from the old XNA videos from years ago. It ultimately got converted into Project Rise, which was going to be a revival of the XNA project that kind of fell by the wayside, and then Microsoft, about that same time, decided they were going to abandon XNA altogether. And then the MonoGame community picked it up from there, but they never really did good support for Visual Basic. Of course, most game programming communities favor more popular languages like C#, C++, Java, you know, stuff like that. So anyway, well, I like to play with VB. It's just, you know, what I enjoy. I enjoy all kinds of programming languages, but I always liked VB because people would tell me you can't make games in Visual Basic, and so it kind of just made me want to try harder to, you know, prove them wrong. So that's kind of where we went. We've got some good videos from the past to prove that it can be done, and it runs really well. And well, it ran well in XNA. I haven't really gone far with MonoGame. I tried reviving it, you know, years later, and of course I've been off the grid, so I haven't done hardly any programming at all. Don't even really remember Visual Basic. I don't remember how to program, so I look at this stuff and it's like foreign to me again. I'd have to go back and watch my old tutorials to relearn, so it's kind of funny. Anyway, after messing around with it for a little bit, I was able to get the MonoGame to work in VB2019. I used to, in my old tutorials, I was using 2010. So to get this one working, I use the MonoGame SDK from the MonoGame website. It's an older version 3.71189. So you have to have that installed to actually make it function. And I think I dropped the .NET framework for the compile on this, because this is literally the same source code from XNA that was converted to MonoGame, and they're virtually identical. So if you learned XNA, then taking off with MonoGame is no problem. Anyway, but you got to get your build right, and so we have this target framework is 4.7.2, and after messing around with it, I was able to use the content library here to add sprite fonts and sprites and text and whatnot. So for and music files. So anyway, blah blah blah. Sorry, I'm rambling. You can tell I haven't done this in years. I don't even know what I'm doing. This is my first time really streaming today, so you can see the FPS is tamped down to about 40 FPS, and that's because I'm using VSync on this. And what that does is, you know, I mean, you can get way higher frame rates by turning off the VSync, but realistically, you don't really need anything above 60 FPS because you can't. Your eyes don't really see that anyway, and your refreshes. So you're just basically burning a lot of CPU and GPU, I guess, just doing redraw cycles that are completely unnecessary when you're getting into the thousands of FPS. So it's better to devote those extra resources to running the rest of your game logic. Then you get a nice smooth game flow. I have no idea how that translates in 3D game programming, because I've never really done 3D game programming, just 2D. So I can hit my escape button, and that launches the little music thing. So that's proof that music works. I can run this. Sorry, I let this sound file play out here. Over. I added I set the escape key to play the song, and I don't have a way to stop it yet. Anyway, so we're using just a transparent sprite here for transparency to show that that's working. Everything looks good. So this graphic is loading through the sprite batch. Mouse clicks are all being handled. Scroll button, middle mouse button. I'm just using my WASD movement keys to shift the color values. This is all happening in the game loop. So back when we did Project Rise, we had an actual menu, a graphical menu that Calamus had developed. It looked really nice, but I have not implemented that into this project. So question is, can I even after all this time? So I am using a library that we created as a sort of a companion library, and the whole reason for this Boilerplate project originally was to be able to make something, just a framework that you could bring in and just start building your own screens and customizing your own game, building your own game from the ground up without having to completely rebuild the engine. There's a lot in the engine, the screen management libraries and whatnot. So this KA Mono runs as a DLL in the project and the Mono Boilerplate here is the actual project. So it just loads that, and what that has is a bunch of extensions and the screen management, the base screens and everything like that. And then you just take those, you just add your own screens after that point and then load them into the screen engine, and that's your game. So you can load, you can create your map editors, map loaders, whatever you want. The inputs, it seemed like I had to disable one of these. Like, we had originally created an input library, but it turned out that MonoGame had native native inputs, input control or detection. So I think I actually just reverted back to that. Yeah, it looks like I am using that one. Maybe I disabled the native one and went with ours. I don't know. It's been a long time since I messed with this. Here's where the magic happens. Sprite batch, drawing, over the game loop. So, pretty nifty. Oops. It's kind of funny. Oh. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. Sorry about the buffering. This is just all experimental anyway, so what else was there? So that was the start screen, the test screen. What was I doing in here? So using mouse input and the other one. Huh. I swear there was one I had to remove something because I was getting conflicts. But it looks like it, I mean, it's handling inputs. Interesting. RBG, so this is where I'm doing the color shifting. I'm just incrementing and decrementing the RGB values. Looks like I didn't actually put the G in there. So looks like I have F1 to toggle the VSync. I wonder if I can do that. Right now I just kind of have it hard-coded in there. Alright. That did not toggle. Maybe it's because I moved it over to the other side. Let me check something real quick in my game library. My game class. I don't remember things. Okay. How do you make a comment? Oh yeah. Alright, let's see. That was my test screen. I think I had disabled, nope, start screen right here. Disabled my I think it has to be in the test screen though. But I don't know. I'd have to mess around with it. This will turn it off though. Setting that to false. So now you can kind of see it. Of course, this will probably be about double. My screen capture software that I'm trying is probably sucking up some CPU or GPU cycles. But pretty crazy. I know back in like X and A when we were doing that, I think on some graphics hardware we're getting like 8,000 plus FPS, which is just kind of ridiculous. It's awesome, you know, see those high numbers, but realistically, as long as your computer's handling all the game code properly and drawing your graphics at a reasonable rate, then shouldn't be anything to worry about. Yeah. I don't know what else to say. Pretty cool though. Oh, did I even try turning that? Sorry, I was gonna try toggling that. I was curious if it was capturing. Nope. It is not turning that off. And it's probably because, I don't know, maybe it's because it's in the wrong class. So we're bringing that in here. Where was that? Start screen. And it's in the new sub. I don't know if that's, well, it must be set to handle input, so. Well, whatever, it's not responding. So I gotta figure out why. What did I use? Key pressed, F1. screen manager .vsync equals not, so it should just toggle it. I wonder if I can do this. Whoops. Dog's going crazy. Can we inject a message box in here? So it's not even being handled. Didn't do anything. WASD. See if we can break this. Oh, okay, I'm an idiot. So this is start screen right here. I'm working in test screen. I didn't even think about that. So I need to load, I have to hit L from there to load this, and okay, so I just left clicked and it brings up that message box. So let's see. Oh, yep. So now it's handling the F1. Hey, that was embarrassing. Not really, I'm just I'm a newbie all over again. It's kind of crazy. It's like I understand what I'm seeing, but coming up with ideas, kind of a different. Okay, that worked. So I pressed F1 and it toggled the VSync. So I should be able to turn it back on because I set it to not. Whatever the value is, it goes to the opposite. So sweet. So I'm curious. Right now I'm sitting at 380. Did I lose some FPS on that when I changed screens? I did. Ooh. So opening that other screen, there's something that I did in there that is appears to be sucking resources, because if I jump back there, it drops. Okay, one thing I noticed, it appears that I've changed the size of the screen, so that might be it. Whatever I was doing, goofing around. Crazy, crazy, crazy. I wonder if it's this guy right here, except for that's on the other screen. That is in the start screen. Why would that shift on load? It's going back to the game class. Very interesting. Alright, so this is launching about 6 something. Go to this. Ooh, now it shrunk. Interesting. I'm still losing some CPU on that. So something I did in one of these classes is inefficient. Not sure what or why. I didn't even try doing the VSyncs. Yeah, so there's something to troubleshoot. When I loaded that screen, probably something in my updates. Might be in my handle inputs. Might be something in my draws. Hard to say. Maybe it's in the sprite batch, loading that sprite, but I think there was one in here too. It's just a lot less going on in there, so fun. All right. I mean, not super fun, but it's something. All right, well, I think I've, do you want to see my old drag and drop project again? I should probably make it different. I don't know. I think I actually showed that in this earlier test that I did, but it's just kind of funny. Drag and drop. That's from the old days. Drag and drop 3 from drag and drop 2. Back when we did GDI programming tutorials. This was my best one. It was the most efficient of all of them. It ran very well, and it was very little code, so kind of awesome because of that. We have one form and we have a mob class. So the mob class, I believe, is a little dragon that spawns in there. Not much going on here. Just a time. I'm using a timer instead of a threaded loop. Because I found that in this case it ran the smoothest and it was the most simple to use. Wow, that's quite a for each nested sub lambda expression. Yeah, I mean, there's like really not much to this. Game setup, game levels. It's kind of cool though. I was a little bit proud of that. Making a very small, simple game. So when you pick up Rad Marvin, you move him around, it spawns a dragon. And that dragon chases you. Notice how my score is not increasing. My survival time's going up, but my score is not going up, and that's because I'm holding him. You don't gain points until you let go of him. But as soon as you pick him up again, it spawns another dragon. So you have to drop him, and then you get more dragons, and then as it goes up levels, they get faster and faster. So you survive by standing still, but you don't get to stand still for long. And then if the dragons hit you, you lose hit points. Now what would be really cool is for educational purposes to take this and make it so Rad Marvin can fight back. Shoot some little pew-pews at these guys and blow them up. So I wonder how fast they'll get. Ah! They're getting fast. Dragons ate your face off. Oh my gosh. That's fun. Hey, 2260. What's your high score? That's how you get people interested in your game. Create competition, right? This is like a screenshot off an old tile map that I did. I noticed these tile items. They're just on a kind of a stretched out old tile map screenshot. So this is all just one graphic. It's not an actual tile map. Just a background. Now, it would be cool if there was like obstacles, the rocks, you know, and the dragons, and your guy had to move around the obstacles, and you could use them to your advantage, or, you know, or they could use it to theirs, I guess, block you in, like Pac-Man. But if you could shoot back, you could bottleneck, maybe. Or you could have different kinds of monsters, some that could fly over the rocks, some that had to go around. But anyway, sky's the limit when you're a programmer. But you can make games in VB, and it's fun. So, you know, if that's your language, then, you know, don't let anyone tell you you have to do otherwise. If you want support, though, that's the hard part, because a lot of communities will not support VB. That's my experience. But I've always kind of been a bit of a lone wolf anyway, at least until I had Calamus help me out massively. He, I think, you know, everything, most of what I learned came from him in terms of the X and A stuff. He just, you know, he was just a very smart guy, so it was awesome having the opportunity to work with him, and you know, we both learned things together. It was really cool, kind of ping-ponging ideas, and he came up with some really neat stuff. But that's that. So, awesome possum. I just set up a new profile for this. I don't know if I will get back into tutorials. At least not until I'm more confident. But hey, live stream doesn't have to be tutorials. You just share an experience with people, whatever that may be. So, is this thing even running still? I don't even know. Maybe. All right, you guys. Well, thanks for dropping by. Can't believe I'm actually getting some, getting a connection here. A good connection, so it says. I'm on like satellite internet with ridiculous ping, so really bad latency. But cool. Oh, Ken Clemmer Baltar has joined. Guess I can just talk, huh? Can't believe there's people that still watch this channel. It's been how many years since I've uploaded anything? I am back, sort of. I mean, not really back. I'm still off the grid. Right now I'm running off a generator and satellite internet in the middle of the rainforest, so... Try typing here, might be better. Oh, sweet. Wonder how the delay is on that. I think my pings are like, you know, 1,000 plus milliseconds, so... I wasn't even sure if this old Yeti microphone was gonna work anymore. Yeah, yeah, my resources are super limited, but still have a little bit of my old equipment, just my Yeti, and I got a new old laptop, my old laptop that I was using for the tutorials before it died back in the mainland before I moved out here, so I'm kind of excited that this is working though. I have no idea what to do though. I'm just kind of sitting here like, where do I go from here? Are you working on any projects? do any game design or any business projects? Or yeah, I had to branch out for a long time. I didn't even have a Windows machine forever. So my dad bought me a Raspberry Pi, and I was playing with that last year whenever I fired up the generator, and was learning how to make little Python games in there. I did like a little Space Invaders game, just following other tutorials on YouTube. It was kind of fun. Yeah, just looking at these old projects kind of like makes me sad and excited at the same time. That's awesome. I was actually really surprised at how easy it was to make a little Python game. It kind of blew my mind. I thought it was going to be a lot harder than it was. But the little Space Invaders game, I was like, wow, you could probably make an RPG, an old classic style JRPG with that pretty easily. I was just kind of blown away because the Raspberry Pi was so weak and tiny, and it just I was like, there's no way this can run a game loop without just choking. It didn't even have a CPU fan. I was just like blown away that anything would run on that. But it did. It was pretty cool. Had sound and everything. Yeah, I wish I could like hook it up to this somehow, but I don't know how I'd do that. This is the first time I've ever really live streamed, so I have no clue what I'm doing. Yeah, they really are. They are kind of mind-blowing. I was just excited because it had like the retro Pi and stuff like that. I was like, oh, I'm gonna, I can play Dragon Warrior old games and stuff with this. It'll be awesome. If I have my Dropbox on here, and to get that set up. You're all three in here. All three? Did someone else join? Oh, wow. See, now I'm going to start getting nervous. I've never had a live audience here. Took me forever just to get used to doing YouTube tutorials and trying to talk for those. Whoa. I was trying to see if I could find any other projects. Oh, I had Dell desktop. My Dropbox folder. No, that was the folder. Miscellaneous junk. Man, I had so much old stuff. It's crazy. So there's the old Project Rise. Hello, number 3, whoever you are. I don't see a name. How can you tell someone else joined here? Check current viewers. Check stream settings, analytics. Oh, concurrent viewers. Chat rate. Does it show you who it is? Space, my name. Hello. Awesome. Isn't there? There must be like a queue here where you can actually see. Oh, whoa! Now it says 4. Now I'm really freaking out. Oh, so it's 4 there, but 3 here. This is crazy, crazy, crazy. How's everybody doing? I don't know how much gas I have left in the generator, but I can go for a little bit here. Just taking a walk down memory lane here. XNA Particles Trash Mod Fun. I don't even know what that was. I bet I couldn't even load those if I wanted to. I don't have XNA anymore. So I want to do a little experiment with the XNA. Could you hear the music coming through? Like, was it clear? Let's see these. Dude, that is awesome. I am so happy that somebody got some use out of them. You know, it's just really awesome to hear success stories. It's like when when I was making these videos, sometimes I was like, you know, does anybody even look at this stuff? Is this useful to anyone? So you just don't know. But it's super encouraging to you know, get feedback like that. Always glad that that they were fun for somebody. So thank you for watching